Hello, chat. Welcome back. It is time to get serious.
Where was I? In the middle of this.
You were getting shot at, as is your right.
Yeah, starting to have too many weapons here.
Frederick says, so what does BFE in the title refer to? Big friendly enemies? Well, because was a Serious Sam 2? One of the other games is called First Encounter. So this is before First Encounter. As a joke to CEBCE, I guess.
Ew.
Hello, Jonas.
Hello. Let's get to the serious thing in farming.
You have 20 enemies up close range with a shotgun. Haven't I done that several times already?
Look, man. It's an FPS. With no other game mechanics other than the guns.
So,
the design space is quite shallow.
What deep, convoluted plot twists have I missed?
There was a succubus lady thing that we killed. We blew up the Sphinx. Underneath was a super high-tech alien thing.
Of course.
We have to power 3 the things to get the thing. We powered up 2 of them, I believe.
Alright.
Look, I am describing it in as much detail as the game actually asks you to remember.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Anyway, how's everybody doing in the chat tonight? Can't believe Christmas is tomorrow. Hope you got all your shopping.
Oh my god,
done.
Christmas is exactly 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Probably get some shopping done this week.
Yeah. Let me see if my stock sales went through.
You're really nice.
Nope.
I'm doing no shopping, but I am going to treat myself to one day at the. I forget what it's called. It's called like the holiday night market or whatever. They've got a thing over by the Space Needle, so I'm gonna go check it out. I will overcome my natural Scrooginess and actually go and be among people. Briefly, I'll scowl at all of them and maybe buy a muffin and then nod it discontentedly and then go away. That's my plans.
Very good plans. Very good plans, sir.
Right.
I have to buy something for my uncle. The way we do Christmas is we put everyone's names in a hat around Halloween, and then everyone draws a name, and you have to buy a gift for that one person instead of everybody having to buy a gift for every other person in our family.
Oh, that's fine. It's like Secret Santa.
Yeah, but it's everybody knows who drew their name.
It's known Santa.
I gotta figure out something to get for my uncle.
Does he like?
He likes video games.
What type of video games?
Very basic console video games, like
What? How old is
Basic
he?
how?
Call of Duty stuff.
Oh, okay.
That type, okay.
How old
So
is
does
he?
he like video games or does he like Call of Duty?
He likes video games. He's played some other stuff that's not shooters. I know exactly what you're talking about, Rick. I know those people who are just like, yeah, I play video games, and literally the only video game they've ever played is like every year of FIFA. And they own a PlayStation literally just so they can play the most recent FIFA game.
Yeah, like that. Thank you, Casey Gree, for the subscription for 6 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
He says, my siblings are spouses and I adopted a known Santa system a couple years ago. I mean,
right
it
back.
probably makes the entire shopping thing significantly simpler.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, if you know your relatives, then I probably... I would. I mean, if I knew, I mean, I know my relatives. If we did that sort of thing, I would definitely find that easier. But you know, you can just get your uncle like a Steam certificate, right? Is that what? I don't know. Is it a gift certificate's a bad gift? Is that? Oh, Miller muted. Okay.
Not being stuck.
Anyway, back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. So he likes video games, but he's also a daytime trucker. So he's a trucker, but he doesn't do overnight things. He comes home every night.
Get him a truck simulator. Don't do that. It'd be funny though.
Does like 7-Eleven or Texaco do like a drink subscription service?
I don't know. It'd be handy though.
Do they do a thing where it's like you pay $50 a year, you just get unlimited refills or something?
Be a really good idea.
It seems like something he'd make good use of.
Finger says get him a trucker hat.
Yeah. I'll get him the trucker hat. That's that really tall one that one bird furry wears to all the cons, where it's like fish fear me, men.
Yeah.
Men want to be me.
Get him those mud flaps with the chrome pinup girl on them.
Ow.
Ooh, rocket to the face.
Right.
Oh, Frederick says he's working on his finals. He's drinking so much coffee that he's going to become a coffee elemental like Jonas.
Yeah, well, you know, it happens. I decided to treat myself a little bit because I get kind of depressed this time of year, so I ordered a bag from my #1 favorite roastery in California.
You said you're using it as a reward system instead of just I'll treat myself because I feel like it.
Well, yeah, I'm rewarding myself for being amazing. Miller. Okay, I got a bunch of commissions done, so that's my reward. It all connects.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. I mean, Tio, if you're in my Discord, I think you are in my Discord. You can see what I knocked out today. So I ordered myself a bag of the good stuff. Meh.
Oh, I haven't checked your Discord.
Well, you're not getting any of my coffee. I'm gonna drink it all myself. I was gonna share it. I was gonna share it with the whole class, but not you. I'm gonna drink it. I'm gonna drink it in the mic and go. So good.
I did see the duper thing you drew.
Oh yeah, you love that.
Which I love the audio for that. The Game Grumps where you can hear Eageraptor just be like, "Okay, Danny, you're coming on me kind of strong there."
It's amazing. Here, I will link to both the clip and the picture because I don't think I've actually like posted it anywhere. Hold on one
I
second.
mean, you posted on your Discord.
I did, but not everyone's on my Discord because not everyone's cool like me.
Yeah. I got
Yeah,
the
why aren't you on his
minigun.
Discord?
Oh, nice. Yeah, why aren't you on my Discord?
It's not
Maybe
it's not locked or
the-
anything, is it?
Because the invite expired. Fuck. I was wondering why. Anyway, but here, hold on. That's funny.
Come on. I have enough lead for all of you.
Is Twitch gonna freak out if I post an imager? I guess that's how you say it. Imager link. Imager. I don't know. Hold on, let me upload this. My phone's popped. That's no good. I don't like it.
Gonna give you an absolutely absurd number of minigun bullets in this one.
And I'm back for good now.
Back for good, huh? I don't know if I believe it. Anyway, so that's the tweet with Duper did a little animation with his OC and his wife's OC with audio from a Game Grumps clip. And I saw that. I thought it was cute, so I did a little picture of his of their characters.
Hybrid Hodge says, "Is this similar to Doom?" If you mean like Doom 2016 or the sequel, no. This is not the push forward combat. This is very classic Doom kind of thing where you point your gun at a thing and shoot, and that's it.
Wait, was that a Christmas tree?
Yes. We were saying this started appearing last night in some of the levels, and we think it is able to look at your system clock and add in some seasonal assets.
Oh, okay.
Ow.
I would never play a game like this on my own, but it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I was saying the other night that the shooter games I usually like to play are very tight movement shooters. I'm not usually one for those sort of just walking around in an arena pointing at things. I'm much more like the Ultra Kills and the Titanfall, those kind of games. And yet I like Titanfall, and yet I have never played Apex Legends.
Oh yeah, we better get on it.
I'm not a young boy. I don't care for them.
You're not. Oh no, you're almost 30.
I mean, I'm not like a teenager, so I feel like I am already too old for BRs.
You're so old, you're headshot.
I feel like battle royales are only for like 14-year-olds.
Oh, your good days are behind you. Oh no. Okay, stop.
Shut up, Jonas.
You can't use a control on here anymore. Your fingers are too wrinkly. All right.
Hey, hey. I can still use a controller. Just give me a FromSoft game. I'll show you.
Well, I guess I am. That's why I'm giving Miller shit.
Ow. Ow.
So he's saying, how dare I say I'm old when I'm the youngest person in the group? Where are you going? You're just wandering into the group.
Nice.
I'm trying. I ran out of minigun ammunition.
You know,
I'm
one of the
not
reasons
surprised there.
One of the reasons I don't like FPS, first-person anything, really. I mean, I have nothing against the genre or people.
I had the
but
explosives out. If I would just shoot them right then, I couldn't do that, and I can't run at the same time as I switch my loadout.
nice. But one of the reasons I don't like first-person anything is because in the first-person perspective, I have a poor fundamental sense of where the actual player character is in space. I don't know what it is with me. Like it's when it's third person, it's easy. Like like Mario 64, I didn't like it very much, but I can play it. But yeah, if I can't actually see where the character is, I will sometimes radically miscalculate things like jumps or like collision distance, stuff like that.
That's not a you thing, June. This is there's a reason there's not a lot of first-person platformers. It's not really that's just a human thing.
Yeah, okay, well, I don't feel so bad then.
Like Mirror's Edge, I think, is the only first-person platformer that was ever successful.
Yeah. Oh. I was
and even then, people still had problems where they mistimed jumps a lot of the time.
I was under the impression that FPS stuff was a lot more popular than it actually is, I guess. I don't know.
Well, FPS shooters usually don't have jumping in them. Like, how many times have you jumped in this game or done platforming that isn't falling down a cliff, and that's what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
As she says, yeah, it's hard to platform when you don't know where your feet are. Yeah, and there's so many tricks that third-person ones do. Like, in recent Mario games, and even in 64, they usually have a shadow that is directly below you, no matter where the actual light source is. That way, even if your character is in air, you can still look below them, see where their shadow is, and know where they're going to land.
Right.
That is a thing that is still in there up into Mario Odyssey. There is no matter where the actual light source in the level is, there is always a shadow directly underneath Mario.
Right. Breaking the illusion. Distracted from the total realism. Oh. Not Portal.
Yes, Mario Odyssey, a game of total realism.
Yeah.
If you go behind the Mancubus, I think there's more ammo over there, Rick.
I was okay with Portal, but I think that's because the platform.
Get behind the Mancubus.
With Portal, I was okay with it because the platforms were huge. Like everything was like a meter square.
Yeah. And that one is usually less like you have to actually stand around and jump, and more of you have to put the portals in a place where they'll throw you in the correct direction.
Yeah. And I think
it's less about your actual skill.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think it's kind of forgiving too. Like I think you can kind of fudge it in Portal a little bit and still, like you can be a few feet off from the portal and still dive in.
Oh, you're right. Portal is technically a puzzle platformer.
Yeah.
A first-person puzzle platformer. It's just like I said, though, it's less about literally you putting yourself in a certain place and jumping and more about the puzzle aspect.
Right.
If you are flying through the air, it's usually because of the portals are putting you in a certain direction. You don't actually have to line your feet up in any way.
Right. Now, if I'm in VR and I can look down, then that's a different story. Then I'm not, like it's the screen, the window aspect. That's what tends to throw me off.
Well, yeah, because it's that looking down.
Right.
And also, several FPSs have the problem usually of you look down and you don't see your character's feet. You just see the floor.
Yeah.
And that also gives you a weird sense of not being able to place yourself.
Yeah. People should make those better. Get on it, soft.
I mean, that is a thing that you have to be conscious of when you're designing a first-person game. It's like, should you be able to see your feet when you look down?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
For example, Rick, can you see your feet in this game?
Nope.
Nope.
So you're just a floating gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. It's the new Can You Pet the Dog? Can you see your feet?
I feel like that might already be a thing. Of can you see your feet in certain video games? There are certain FPSs.
But yeah, I would always, if I had to do a first-person game, I would definitely be foot friendly. I'm all about the feet. Victory through the feet. See, 'cause anyway,
No, go. Come on, Jonas. Go on.
no.
You have the floor. The Senate would like to hear your plea.
All right, fine. I'll put my feet on the floor.
Can you see your feet? I need you to look down right now. Can you see them?
There they are. Oh, look at them.
Oh my god, you are real. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm wearing my little winter socks.
Aww.
I got these thermal socks that I wear pretty much from November through about March, April, because it's just cold as balls up here, and one of them has got these festive little patterns, make me feel all Nordic and shit. The hell did I say?
I don't know.
Nice.
How do you expect us to keep up with your rambling when you can barely keep up with it?
Sometimes it's not even words.
A variant on Discarded says, actually, I have feet, therefore I am.
Yeah. Can you imagine an HC game where you somehow acquire a weapon that can kill Kraken, and you're just like, it's a normal sized gun, but you just shoot it once, and it's just like, you get this like tidal wave of blood that just bisects the thing in half, you know?
Like, I feel like most of the guns that you would see in a story that are designed to kill Kraken would work like that. Because they're probably very cobbled together of random junk from a ship.
It just shoots some weird unknown god particle that just, just... Can you imagine?
I mean, wasn't there one story about a Gru mutiny on a ship, and it was like they had these hand cannons that were 50% to just blow up in their hand rather than fire anything?
Wow. I'll take those odds. No, I really wouldn't.
I mean, if there's like 5 people who are wielding that gun and 1 Kraken, each of them has a 50-50 shot, there's a chance that Kraken's gonna die no matter what else happens, so,
Throwing in today's rating with a party 1.
Hey, it's Ryan. How's the stream?
oh, it's Roshan Cookies. It is the one.
One. So, is anyone going anywhere for the holidays?
I wonder if I could have stood up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to the planet of Napulon when I take a nap after having Christmas dinner.
Nice. I know that I'm probably like the worst relative in that I always advocate for like big Zoom call celebrations these days, but well,
Hey, why are you the one advocating for it? You always get so, like, despondic after one of those calls.
Because it's easier than going there.
Oh, as an alternative to actually going there, that's fair.
I mean, okay, when I was a kid, I really enjoyed those things. I really did. When I was a teenager, I sort of enjoyed it. And as an adult, I found it just excruciating because it would like the novelty wore off. And when you get to know your relatives after a certain point, it's kind of like, okay, you're good, you're all right, but I only want to spend a little time with you. That way I can continue appreciating you. Yeah, and okay. My father's family would always have this thing. Again, I found this just charming as a kid, and then as an adult, it was like, where we would go around the table and pretty much like list our achievements for the year. I probably talked about it before. And, when I was,
you've got like the lawyer brother and the doctor's sister, and you're just like, I meet our.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, I was the oldest of the cousins. Well, I mean, I still am, but back then it was, I always had the advantage because I was, I'd been through the most school, and I could be like, yeah, I won the spelling bee, which I did one year, and and the other one, they'd all be like, ooh, wow, and then of course this shifted over time. And yes, I do actually have a lawyer cousin. As they got into, one or two of them are in STEM fields. I don't actually know what the other ones are doing right now. But it got a little. Also, we were raised a bit differently, and I'm a little more frank and honest about stuff in general, just because that's who I am. I'm pretty direct. I mean, you guys have been listening to me, yapping on Extreme for a couple of years now. I'm pretty direct. So as I got into my 20s and 30s, and we did the round the table thing, I would be a lot more frank about stuff. I'd be like, well, this year kind of sucked. Let me tell you about it. And everybody would just, there would be the awkward silence, like they didn't want the comedy monologue at the table. They wanted me to be like, I achieved this, and this, and I'm so distinguished because I'm great. It got old. It got really old. And the other thing that they do that drives me crazy is my auntie really loves, this was like a tradition with her kids. The only places that were open on Christmas Day were the Chinese takeout places, and where they lived, there were not a lot of great selections, but that was part of the fun for them. They liked eating the kind of the cheap stuff, the big family vat of chow-fun, that kind of thing. And I didn't like it at all. I did not care for it. If why not just cook something? Why not heat up the leftovers? Why do we have to go out on that day and do things when we're all just sapped from the night before? So, but she always insisted on it. So one time I suggested I Googled a bunch of alternatives. There was a Thai place open, and I was like, why don't we just do this? And she looked at me like I was treading on the sacred tradition or something. Just stuff like that. So I just, I had a great excuse, when after 2020, nowadays I'm just flights from Seattle, blah 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 blah. I'll probably resume going in person at some point. I don't feel obligated anymore, and I certainly sure as hell don't let myself get bogged down with guilt if I don't go. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm podcasting. I'm sorry.
No, please. Podcast some more while Rick kills frogs.
They're space monkeys.
Yeah, man, I'll get it right.
They stick to the wall. They're frogs.
But yeah, I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-holiday. There are some holidays I prefer. I will always enjoy any holiday that involves like a barbecue. You know, like 4th of July is a lot of fun. But that's also because, you know, I tend to prefer summer. Summer actually lets you go out and do things. Whereas any winter holiday, unless you live in like the southern end of the Sun Belt, you know, any winter holiday is going to probably involve going inside, which is just not as much fun, especially when the house is overcrowded with a big family. It's just like, no, people, my introvert side is kicking in. Like, do you ever just, you know, during one of those giant family gatherings, do you ever just go to the coat room, you know, the room with all the coats in the bed, and just like plop down there and like pass out for, 10 minutes because it's just too much interaction? Is that just me?
I've done that.
Okay, good. You know what I'm talking about, Rick.
I mean, I don't go to the coat room. I usually go to the bathroom. And then you just kind of like stare into the mirror for like 5 minutes. Just like, God. Okay. Silence. I've steeled myself. Let's get back out there.
It's like holding your breath. It's just like, okay, get ready. Back in, you know. Oh, God. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's just like, it can be a little overwhelming. I can be on for 2 hours, like with the stream. I can even be on for 3 or 4 hours. After a while, it's just sort of like, you know, at TFF, I kept having to just like take little breaks and go walking around town to just kind of clear my brain, reset the buffer, because there's a limit to how much I can be cheerful. Not that like people misunderstand that, think, oh, he doesn't like me. No, it's not that at all. I just have a gauge. I have an invisible little gauge, and so I go ding.
Maybe it's different for me because I'm not popular, and so I don't have people clamoring to talk to me every 10 minutes or something.
Well, no,
but I can usually last a whole con without needing that sort of breath.
It wasn't even the popular thing because I don't think a lot of people knew me were at TFF. A handful. But no, it's a thing with me. Like, just, I used to be very introverted as a child. Like there were concerns about what a shrinking violet I was when I was a little kid. My parents would try and get me into like daycare programs and stuff where, you know, like not daycare, like day camp, you know, like, okay, here are things where he's going to interact with other little kids and he'll learn to be normal, you know, and I am more introverted than I seem or sound. But, you know, it's okay. Extroversion's just weird.
Wanting to be around people? Kind of weird it does that.
Strange. What if I try to talk to you every 10 minutes, Miller, to make you feel like a popular?
I feel like you're just being clingy then. It can't come from one person. That's not how popularity works.
Hot Sauce Fiend says, I just assume Americans barbecue whenever they could and on every holiday. God, Christmas barbecue. Make it happen.
I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, I've had Christmas barbecue.
You guys do Christmas barbecue?
You can do that in Texas.
Barbecue's great.
You can do that in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that everywhere.
Oh my God, Miller, reindeer ribs, barbecue reindeer ribs. Oh no! Oh no!
I've definitely had brisket for Christmas, and that was a very good Christmas dinner.
Oh, Merry Christmas! Anyway.
Well, brisket's great because you do all the cooking the day before anyway. Like,
yeah. Oh, I love brisket. My grandma.
So you start your brisket the day before, or like you order it like a week before from a place, and then on Christmas Day they just need the one person to stay at the store and just hand it out.
You know, my Jewish grandma made the best brisket ever, and she didn't use any like tomato-based anything. It was like onions, I guess soup stock or something, and just all like savory flavors and whatever. I don't know what she did to it. She used her grandma magic, but it was so good. Like the meat was just like
her grandma magic.
Yeah, I mean, there are. I mean, I think some of the recipes from our family are. Mom has like a little spiral binder of them. And they're all like grotesquely unhealthy. Like 2 sticks of butter, followed by another stick of butter, followed by like.
I was gonna say, like, the grandma magic is probably just use more butter. It's the same grandma magic that Paula Deen got famous for.
Yeah, it's the Julia Child school, but this barbecue turkey, I think. You can barbecue turkey, couldn't you, really?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I know you can deep fry turkey.
Oh, we tried a deep fried turkey one year. It was juicy, but yeah, we nearly set our garage on fire.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because someone decided that instead of actually cooking it outside where it was cold, he'd just leave the garage door open and then deep fry it inside the garage.
Oh.
Not realizing that A, that means that if any fire happens, it's still inside the house. Yeah. B, there is nowhere for the fumes to go.
That is stupid. I mean, if you have seen those deep fried turkey disasters, you know how high those flames jump.
Yeah.
Just had some festivities. A little bonfire.
It's not I did it in a garage, okay? This is my father did it. My father and his brother decided to do it like this. I was like 6 at the time. I did not have any decision part of this.
One of the great things about being a kid is you like at the time you're like, oh, that's awesome. You know, like you don't realize.
All I remember is that the way the garage was set up, the door going into the garage was like up a little set of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And because the fumes were all collecting at the top of the garage, that means if you were to open the door to the garage, you would immediately get hit with the smell and stank of like burnt bone and burnt oil. And so, yeah, it just became a rule that the only way we were allowed to go into the garage was we had to go out the back door of the house, through the backyard, out the gate, into the driveway, through the garage door of the garage.
Nice.
The actual door between the house and the garage was just barred. Oh, here's one of them freaky ladies.
Freaky ladies of the night.
She's got that power of them telekinesis. I don't think projectiles are going to work against her.
Yeah, they do.
Do they? Oh, okay. Weird.
You just need to hit her when she's not
doing her shield thing. I see. She says there are electric turkey fires designed to be used indoors. That doesn't solve the problems unless you mean it's an induction fryer. If it's an induction fryer, fine, then there's no exposed heating element and you're good. The oil's never going to catch on fire. If it's electric in that it's an electric coil heating up the oil, then no, because then the oil getting onto that thing could still catch fire directly above you.
Hey, Mel, do any of the folks you know down there ever do like a deep fry party where like people bring stuff and you deep fry it, like random shit?
No.
Oh, okay.
God, even just hearing about that makes my stomach do flips.
That's funny. It's funny that like my former roommate from Minnesota did that, and this only happened once, as far as I know.
Okay, that's Minnesota. Minnesota, they're out there. They know how they fry all the things. You know, they take their cheese and they fry it, and they take their potatoes and they fry it.
I love cheese curds. I just, God, I have to watch it, but I love cheese curds. I love.
They fry sliced sausages. Is the thing I saw the other day, and I'm just like, why? It's I don't know his name, but it's that TikToker that does like the Midwest caricatures and stuff. And he was just like, oh yeah, you take your sausage and then you slice it up and then you put it in the egg wash and the flour and the you fry it up and you put it on your charcuterie board. You know, presentation is everything. So you gotta take your Tums and line them up on the charcuterie board right next to it.
That's awesome.
And I was just like, yeah, because I would need some fucking Tums after eating deep fried sausage. Deviant's Curse says they are turning Rurik into Nimbat to summon the bat.
Oh.
I don't think that works, unfortunately.
I don't know where Stoker is tonight.
I don't think he's gonna be summonable no matter what happens.
Oh, is he like out cold or something?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Stoker keeps odd hours sometimes. Well, most of the time.
Really? You don't say.
Does a little vampire thing. I'm definitely in the wacko sleep cycle part of the year for me. I don't know what it is. But it's probably, just the sunrise sunset times just screw me up badly. I am definitely getting weird amounts of sleep.
Come and play with me, you fat cows.
Capco 0858. Rick does not have a Twitch Discord. He does have one for his patrons.
Yeah, so if you join that Patreon, you see at the bottom right where you can see all of Rick's art and get a monthly sketch request, or you could do a chance at a monthly sketch request, or you could like see all his comics and his stories, all this cool stuff. He also has a Discord you can join once you join that Patreon.
That sounds like where all the cool people are. Maybe people should do that. More people
Or
should
maybe they're in this other Discord I heard about that has this raccoon guy as its like main thing. I don't know though. I've not any invite I've seen for that has seemed to have aged out. If only he could give us a new invite link so people could join it.
I want to make it a community Discord, but like I need to like look up on if that means I have to like sign my soul over to,
No, it just means you need a moderator team.
Yeah.
Ow.
Ooh, cannonballs.
Oh, did I pick up some cannonballs?
Yeah, it says secret found cannonballs +4. I think you got pushed into a corner and picked them up.
Damn, I'm good.
Actually says G Miller, maybe if you had joined in a timely manner, I wouldn't have timed out. I'm in that Discord. I'm not talking about for me.
Yeah, Miller. God. Ugh. Unbelievable.
Truckin says, don't forget the book coupons. That is true. You also get discounts or even free copies of some of Rick's books.
I'm in the mood to like shit post and just in a completely sincere voice say, and if you sign up right now, you can get in the running for the drawing for a new Winnebago or something like that. And just complete, not even saying anything.
Enter right now, and for 3 recurring payments of $14.99.95,
Did any of them follow me? No.
you yourself could have a brand new Ford GT Charger.
Ooh.
And by new, I mean it's new to me. And by brand new, I mean it's been in the junkyard for at least 3 years.
By brand new, I mean it's a brand, and it's
It was new at one point.
Oh, you know what I really wish?
What was that?
I don't know if it's a thing. Oh, it curves. That's weird. If when you fired the cannonball, if it killed the 10 people in one shot, you'd get like a bowling pins knocking over sound.
Nice.
Who's next?
Ooh. Let's talk about New Year's resolutions we're not going to make. I resolve to lose all of my body weight and be a two-dimensional object
I'm better than good.
in 2024. Beat that. Yeah, I don't think so. Casey says, I resolve to be the first person. Wow, the first person to thing? I don't know. That's a lot. Or do you want to resolve to be the actual first person in history? Trackon says, I resolve to exist in 24. Good. Existence goals. I like them. Defense Chris says, I resolve to accomplish all my wildest dreams and destroy the... There's a storm coming. It smells like plot.
It's just making the veneer of plot. We just need to collect the things to open the door.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Quinn. I reached the door to the second generator. Looks like the same drill as before.
Do your thing, Sam.
Blow things up? Don't mind if I do.
Yay! I have a question. The folks who this was developed by the same people who did the Talos Principle. Was it written by the same people who wrote the Talos Principle also?
I think so.
I'm just idly curious because it's really strange to think that like the authors of that like super philosophical game also did this. Devious Chris says I would plot to destroy the. Do you actually want to destroy the word "the"? Do you want to destroy the definite article? Just eradicate it from the English language? We can go back to like Latin and have no definite objects unless we're saying that.
Look down and immediately somebody starts shooting at me.
Of course. Clearly, you should just never look down or up.
Well, the second one's easy because we never look up in the first place.
User says no, but social conventions need to be shed. I prefer anti-social conventions. What was that big thing?
Giant worms.
Oh no.
If you step out into the desert, they eat you.
Oh.
Which makes slightly more sense than what they did in the original Serious Sam games, where you just take damage if you go out of bounds.
Hmm. Oh, I get it. It's like, it's not something you can fight. It's because I was thinking like, oh, it's like a mold arm, but no, it's just eradication. It's a kill zone. Miller, what's the term for that kind of out of bounds thing in a video game? Is it like a kill zone, or what do they call it? Like insta kill. God damn it, I didn't mean it again. Miller hates us.
Sorry, I had to get water.
No,
it depends
you
how it's
hate
implemented.
What's it called?
If you die instantly, it's called a death plane.
A death plane. Death plane for cutie.
For example, when you fall in Dark Souls, there is a death plane at the bottom of every hill or hole or cliff you could fall off of. Which is actually part of how they do this one particular bug in Dark Souls 1. Is because there's the thing that happens when you fall off the cliff in Dark Souls, where as you're falling, it like moves the camera to be directly above you to watch you fall. And then you die. However, those two things don't happen at exactly the same time. The camera switches first, and then you fall about like 10 feet later. If you can stop your fall after the camera switches, but before you hit the kill plane, then you enter a bugged state where you have no collision with anything. You can walk through solid surfaces.
Nice.
But the camera is now locked to directly above you at all times.
Death Plane. That'd be a good name for like a pulp movie. Death Plane. Could be about a plane.
I'm sure there.
Okay,
I'm sure there is a movie called Death Plane, but it's probably not that.
Yeah, it's probably a Royale situation, but on a plane.
The plane that eats people. Wow, I Google that. It's all depressing stuff. Anyway,
Actually says I'm back for good. Miller approximately 30 minutes ago. Okay, I have not been leaving my computer. I've just been not munching into the microphone. That's why I'm muted.
Miller, why do you hate us? Why do you hate us so much?
I do not hate you. I just need to eat my quesadilla.
Where is all this anger coming from?
I want my pastor.
No, people always say I'm gonna just eat my quesadilla on mute when they're being passive aggressive and just like don't want to express the hatred.
Do they?
I know how this works.
I thought they'd want to eat a quesadilla. I'd much rather eat a quesadilla than be passive aggressive.
I know what you mean, Rick. I know what you're saying. I understand. It's okay. Stevens Chris, should I buy hot sauce for TFO24? You should always buy hot sauce. Okay.
All right, the mask is now off. I'm gonna change the wording of your poll because they said, "Can Rick take on the hottest hot sauce challenge without milk?" And the answer is yes and no. No, I don't think Rick could take it on, but yes, he would take it on without milk because he's got lactose intolerance. So instead, I'm going to change it to who do you think has the highest spice tolerance between the 3 people
There is an
in this
objective
call
answer
right now?
Okay.
There is an objective answer, but I'd like to see what people think. Who people think has the highest spice tolerance?
Well, wait, who's that? Oh, it's Ray.
Hello.
Hello, Ray.
Hey.
The thing about spice tolerance is it's a funny concept because, like, does that mean the highest spice, the highest Scoville level someone can comfortably eat without, like, suffering? Or does it mean, like, the highest they'll eat, like, on a dare? Does it mean the highest they'll eat on, like, under conventional culinary circumstances?
It means who has the highest spice tolerance.
Period? Okay.
That's it. That's all I'm defining it as.
I think you're winning that, Jonas.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't assume.
No, I mean I'm looking at the poll.
I'm not actually exactly sure it is me. I mean, I definitely have a high tolerance, but, like, bear in mind that I won't, I'll only do that stuff, like, if I have an audience. I mean, I'll sometimes I'll cook with, like, serranos, but in general, and I do have, like, I think I have ghost pepper sauce in my fridge right now, but I don't go, I don't do it, like, every day. Just sometimes I have to be in a certain mood for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, like, yeah, I guess broadly speaking, I have high tolerance. I'll do it. I'll regret it sometimes. Especially as I creep towards 50.
Gun says, I think Jonas is the only one who talks about hot sauce on stream. I feel like I've talked about spicy stuff before. I like spicy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Do you have like a comfort range? Like, what's your go-to?
I'm good for habanero.
Really? Okay. Nice.
I like habanero. I like habanero and honey or habanero and mango.
Oh. I've eaten a pickled hobby and I just, like, suffered.
Actually, it says I assume Jonas's taste buds are deadened by 20 years of heavy coffee drinking.
Yeah. Okay. I was not actually a big coffee fiend until I got to Seattle. Well, okay. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I would have, like, little fruity fancy lattes in California, but no, I really became, like, a serious coffee drinker up here because you need it in the winter. I had a Scotch bonnet. I'm not actually sure.
I have had Scotch bonnets.
Ooh.
I mean, they're comparable to habaneros.
Yeah.
They might be.
That's fine.
They might be hotter on average, but they're very similar.
Okay. My ex-girlfriend once put Tabasco in my coffee to see if I'd notice.
Did you?
No.
Well, how much did she put?
Like a dash. She was just messing with me. Yay, I won the poll. I'm the best. I'm the best. Deal with it.
I wasn't even on the poll, which is pretty accurate for my spice tolerance.
Oh, you're not a big spice eater?
I have like the babiest white person taste buds. I can't handle anything. I'm the reason why Taco Bell has the cheesy roll-up on the menu.
Furries are entirely the reason I became a spice fiend. Because of chicken in Santa Clara. Because there was a point where I was doing that, like, maybe not every week, but like maybe every other week. And I just...
Spicy chicken?
Oh yeah, no, they have like 7 levels of hot sauces. The bottom's like mild, and the top is like global thermonuclear. They probably call it something different now, but yeah, no, they had like a hot wing challenge, and I was wanting to like build up my tolerance so I could take the challenge.
I thought you were gonna say I was trying to build up my popularity. So
Trying to build my popularity by taking the hot wing.
Peer pressure and all that.
It was funny because like it was like a college wings place, and the college kids didn't really like us being there very much. But oh well, because you know like some folks would always be prancing around in fursuits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just jealous.
Yeah, pretty much. Living our best lives. But once in a while, since there was a 99 Ranch near the Wings place. 99 Ranch is an awesome Asian food market where you can get like an armload of stuff for $10. Well, or at least you could back in the day. I would sometimes do like a quote-unquote bonus level where I would get some disgusting drink like bird's nest drink or chrysanthemum drink or grass jelly drink, guzzle that, and then have hot wings, and my stomach hated me. But I was at that age where you want to do shit like that, and you can actually like you can
Survive it.
yeah.
Johnny,
good times.
Johnny, this is your stomach. Why you hate me?
What?
Why
What?
you hate me so much, Jonas?
Why does my stomach sound like that? That's concerning.
Jonas, why you hate me so much?
Why is my stomach like stereotypical Italian?
Everybody's stomach is stereotypical Italian.
That's true. That is canon.
Like, oh, it's Italian. That's what he's trying to do.
I'm trying to channel the time Brennan Lee Mulligan did that accent on one of the shows he was on. He's like, little meatball, it's too slippery and fall off my plate of spaghetti.
Fred was showing me this stuff. It was like from like southern Italy. It was like what passes for like super hot sauce spicy down there. And I'm looking at that. I'm looking up the pepper, and it's like 2,000 Scoville or something. I'm like, that sounds pretty hot. I don't know if I can handle that.
Curse, if there is another Roo Croo panel at TFF, the hot sauce should be incorporated into it.
Oh no!
I don't know about that.
What's that show where they do the interview with the
Hot ones.
Hot ones. I love hot ones.
have a hot crew meet.
God. I mean, Miller took us out. We went a couple of places, didn't we? Yeah, that was a good time.
Well, one we went to was a chicken tenders place, and the other one was a wings place.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The chicken tenders one was the one where we got the spice stuff, and you were sweating and slobbering over that.
Oh, so good. So good. Pain awakens you to the truths of the universe.
I've seen a couple of those Hot Ones interviews, and some of them are pretty good. Some of them are also just kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
It was like, it's like Bryan Cranston was on one. He had some pretty good things to say, and then I think Shaq did one, and Shaq like brought his own hot sauce because he's like, "What you guys got is just baby stuff," and then he gets to like the third bottle, and he's like, "Oh, that's hotter than I thought."
It was the Puss in Boots one.
Oh yeah, they did the like motion cat fucking character one. That was weird.
Yeah.
I thought there was a door over here somewhere, but maybe it's over here. Cannot navigate this place.
Oh, Laura did the interview, and she just like didn't react to anything.
Oh, what was her name? Actress who plays Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah, she was just completely unfazed by the sauces. Nothing. I have browsed their website a couple times, and I tell myself, ooh, maybe I should get some of those, like, you know, the season 20 pack or whatever. But I don't go through hot sauce fast enough to justify getting a whole like flight of hot sauces, you know. And hot sauces do have a bit of a shelf life, so you know.
I wish there was like a restaurant where you could go and do that or something. Because I've been to restaurants where you get like a flight of beers and they'll give you like a little shot glass of like 5 different beers. But I've never seen some place that's like, okay, here is like a quarter teaspoon of 4 different hot sauces.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. I've sort of done that at like Buffalo Wild Wings, where like I'll get 3 sauces and then just kind of dip little dabs of it in, like.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
When I want to try something new but not overcommit.
Yeah. There was a place that I loved in San Francisco called Fritz. FRJTZ. I think it's gone now because, you know, pandemic. They served Belgian-style frites, which are, I don't know what they do to them, but they're like better than regular French fries. They're crispier, kind of tastier, probably because, you know, they're probably fried in like lard or something. But anyway, they would have a million sauces, and I had to get like 3 to go just because they were so weird. There was like strawberry mustard sauce or like wasabi remoulade or shit like that. And yeah, no, it was gnarly.
Wasabi remoulade.
Yeah, no, it was
That
like
sounds interesting though.
Yeah, and they had some unconventional ones, and they also went like balsamic. They had like balsamic mayo and frickin' like a couple different kinds of hot sauce. Not all of them worked. Some of them were kind of gross, but they had some really great combos. It was very California. They would do weird fusions of sauces. And they also had some awesome sandwiches. Like all their sandwiches were named after artists, like the Basquiat and the Monet and stuff like that. Good times. This is again something you do when you're in your 20s and you have the metabolism where you could eat an entire cone of French fries and be able to just walk it off afterwards. Nowadays it'd be like, maybe not. Maybe I'll just steal one fry from somebody else. But, no. Yeah, Fritz. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, they're only order now. They don't have a facility anymore. Makes me sad.
Why can't I navigate this place? Everything looks exactly the same.
There's why you can't navigate it.
Oh, Rick, what? Why aren't you bringing up your mini-map?
Is there a mini-map?
That thing?
There is not.
They have they had that tiny map projection when you enter this area, but it doesn't actually seem to be a navigable map.
Hey, Miller, I have a question about Risk of Rain Returns. Really, all the Risk of Rain games. The timer that makes it roll over to like hard, then very hard, then insane, or whatever. Is that fixed? Like, is that going to happen no matter how long you dig?
Yeah, as long as the timer is advancing.
Okay.
There's very few things I think you can do that freeze the timer.
I couldn't tell if I was triggering
exactly like
it.
the other one.
Nice.
Yeah, the only way I think to pause the timer is in specific areas like the shop or Gold Statue Man's area.
Okay.
The Gilded Coast.
So if I'm just
Sounds
if I'm just goofing around trying to find like more chests, and like it's gonna roll over eventually. Like I want to.
Yeah, that is the thing with Risk of Rain, is it's supposed to be a sort of push-pull of like, okay, how much do I value going around and getting more power versus how much do I value trying to outrace the timer.
See, I wasn't totally sure. I wasn't sure what was making it jump to the next hard level of hardness.
Well, there's two parts of it. There is the time factor, but simply progressing stages also makes the game harder.
Oh, okay, so it does roll over when you go to another.
Well, no. So what it is when you roll to a stage, when you start a stage, whatever the difficulty timer is right now, that is the difficulty that stage will be in. And it will keep staying that difficulty until you leave the stage. So even as the timer keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up, it still is going to stay the difficulty of when you enter the stage.
Right.
So it only feels more difficult once you actually go to a next stage. Then there's like a big jump.
And the intervals for the rollovers, are they always the same? Like, is it timeable?
I think so. In Risk of Rain Returns, I believe it's every 9 minutes.
9 minutes, okay. That's good to know.
You'll hear in Risk of Rain Returns, I don't know if this is also in Risk of Rain 2, you'll hear it when there's like a bell bong.
Yeah, I hear the bell, yeah.
That is when it's rolling over to another level.
Right.
There is a way to effectively break it. In Risk of Rain 2.
Really?
Because of the Gilded Coast freezing the time limit. If you have the artifact of sacrifice, where enemies can drop items when they die, you can just not spawn Aurelian and just continually kill enemies indefinitely and get as much power as you want that way. Because the difficulty will never progress.
I think now, if I went back to Risk of Rain 2, I would feel a little more... Like, there are some things where I had to understand them in Returns first. I don't know why. Maybe because there's less visual information to process, and I had more time to, like, study the effects of the different dealing mobs.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to read the screen in in a 2D game than a 3D one.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, I've had a chance to like figure out like which drops I prefer. Whereas in RR2, I was just kind of getting whatever looked good for a while.
Have you tried playing that that other one we looked at, the isometric one?
Which one? Oh! I played like one game of it. It looks pretty good. I would want to wait for like all of y'all before we did that. But yeah, that could be fun for somebody. That's the demo, right? The one that's still in demo.
Yeah, it with the 2 characters you can unlock at the moment.
Yeah. What was it called again? Let's check my
Gatekeeper
Infinity.
Infinity.
Right. Yeah.
The Infinity subtitle is, I think, just to distinguish the demo from
Right.
the full game.
But yeah, when that comes out as like a full release, I definitely want to like grab y'all. Have you had a chance to play Miller?
Nope, I have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, here, let me throw you a link. You might like this. This seems kind of you-ish.
It's exactly what you would expect a I don't like using this word, but knockoff isometric Risk of Rain would be like.
Yeah. It's rain. It's a rain like.
Thanks. I can get a hot meal.
It's Risk of Rain 1.5.
Plushrick is cute. Yes, Plushrick is cute.
Oh, you push west.
Is
Oh, you push west.
we booped the Plush West in this house.
Jesus, Harold Faltermeyer Christ.
Rick, you are getting
What
squished.
now?
Yep. The Squimsh.
The squimch.
The Squimsh.
I love that you
Yes.
gave him the little heart motif.
Yeah, the little heart fabric in all the exposed areas. Yeah, no, I'm looking at this trailer. Yeah, no, this is the art style also very much reminds me of Risk of Rain 2. It's very similar. Even the cover card, like I looked at it and I thought the character on the cover image, I thought the character looking away from the camera was the Artificer.
Well, the one thing that makes it a little bit different is that your skills, your like left mouse click, your spacebar, movement, general.
Yeah, those are
abilities.
also things you collect.
Yeah, you can upgrade those as you're playing.
Actually, that brings me to a question. What games are we? And you can jump in. You can chime in on this if you want, also, Rick. What games are we wanting to keep an eye on for next year? I mean, like I'm talking like stuff where we don't know the release date yet.
Frostpunk 2.
Frostpunk 2.
This is not a Roo Croo game. This is just a game I want to play.
That's fine. I'm just making a little. That's okay. I'm just making a little general list. Ray, you got anything?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm keeping an eye on Core Keeper 1.0, which is going to happen probably next summer. The full release for Mercury Abbey, the full release for Satisfactory, which we don't know when the hell it's going to happen. Little
Legatron brings up Thousand Year Door remake.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do we have a date on that?
I figured Rick was gonna do that.
Yeah, let me see. 1,000 Year Door. I believe that. Sometime in 2024. Okay, well, that's going on the list.
I mean, Pony Island 2, but literally that could be up to 3 years away.
Wow. Okay, well, I'll keep tabs on it anyway.
because they did a very funny thing where, because it's got a glitchy aesthetic, the end screen for their trailer, which showed coming in, and then it says 2020, and then it keeps swapping between, the last number keeps swapping between 4, 5, and 6.
Ow.
At some point, that Stardew Valley update will hopefully come out.
Also, Undertale Yellow, Deltarune, the next chapter, whenever it happens.
Hasty Night Chapter 5 have a release date, says Drakon.
Hell yeah!
I think Maxie said he's trying to look for before end of year, but I don't know at this point.
I've made it a point to not bug Maxie about that because I'm sure he's working his ass off. You know, I mean that is tough being you know, being a solo dev. So I've just because I remember he said like December at one point. I just thought, oh, I should find out what's going on with that. I thought, no, I should leave him alone and let him do his thing.
Kooknat in chat says, personally, I'm hyped for Silk Song, Hades 2, Mina the Hollower, Billy Bust Up.
Oh yeah.
I forgot Hades 2 was going to be a thing. There's been like nothing about that in so long now.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I'm very curious what they're gonna do with that, because like I kind of don't want to just play more Hades. I'd be interested to see if they're doing something different with it this time instead of just being like a direct sequel. Well, I mean, it's a direct sequel. I mean, like, if the gameplay is exactly the same, I'm not going to be so excited.
Was anything big announced at the Game Awards? I'm asking because I'm lazy.
Probably, but I didn't watch them.
I didn't really watch it either.
I kind of peeked in and out.
People were saying things on Twitter, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Right. Jet Set Radio? Oh, is that a remake?
Oh yeah, there's new Jet Set Radio announced.
Oh yeah, Jet Set Radio.
Because they
Crazy
looked
Taxi,
at
Golden Axe. Sega's actually making games again. They forgot to do that for a while.
I forgot to do, yeah.
I feel like they saw Bomb Rush Cyberpunk be successful, and they're like, oh, people actually want a new Jet Set game. I guess
People
we will
want
make
this
one.
game that they've been clamoring for the better part of a decade.
I mean, people clamoring for it doesn't necessarily mean it would be commercially successful. But Bomb Rush was commercially successful, so...
So what you're saying is, if you want a sequel to a game that a developer won't freaking make, no matter how much people want, you just need to make a critically acclaimed knockoff version of it?
Exactly.
Okay, so we got to get to work on the not quite Mega Man Legends 3.
Why hasn't somebody tried that?
Well, Ray, you want to make the art assets for it? I'll start coding it.
I see one that I'm going to mention at GC because he likes Dragon Ball.
Actually,
I feel like
no idea what Mega Man Legends 3 is even like.
I feel like I'd be better on the programming side of that than the art side.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? We can't all be amazing artists like me. Oh wait, I was supposed to say the modest part out loud.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'd probably our best bet would get Bunlith and Duper involved since they basically already make that kind of model.
I love
Oh yes,
model.
Mega Man Legends, but furry. There we go. Just
Found it. Let's see. Is there anything? There's gonna be a sequel to Case of the Golden Idol.
Red Ash. That sounds familiar.
Red Ash. What is that? I'm so out of the loop.
Oh,
Yeah,
that reminds me.
Yeah, that definitely is the visual style there. 100%.
Chat, does anybody know what a Signalis is and why people are so jazzed about it?
What's it called?
Signalis? All I know is like Resident Evil horror game, but anime waifus.
I think you just said your answer.
Yeah.
And just not stand anywhere near the C4. Okay.
Let's see. Well,
If the indicator's on your screen, Rick, you're too close.
I like the aesthetic. I'm not seeing a lot that's really grabbing me about this game. I like the whole like pixely kind of look.
Yeah, low poly, low resolution textures.
I mean, it could be good. Oh, it's already out. Let's see. Overwhelmingly positive reviews. Huh. That's interesting, I guess. What else? I'm going through the Game Awards list. Rise of the Golden Idol. What else? What else? What else? What else? Exoborn, Guilty Gear Strive, Anime Babes.
But
I've never heard a lot of these.
that stuff's dangerous. Don't play with C4 kids.
Pony Island 2, Panda Circus.
Donut play with C4.
Oh, Rick, gotta spoil everybody's fun. The new Princess Peach game, Megatron says.
Right.
Princess Peach Showtime. Wait, that's already. Oh no, it's out next. It's out in March.
Where she plays dress up.
Oh yeah, that's like a theater production, and like when she wears different costumes, she gets different powers.
That looked really cute.
It's basically Final Fantasy X-2 again.
If you say so.
Basically the same.
I don't
Basically the same.
on the list since we released it.
Yeah, even Electron says Peach unlocks the Final Fantasy job system.
What is this? A furry game?
No, incorrect.
Hold on. Let me find a trailer. Oh my god. What is this?
What's the name of it, Jonas?
Windblown. Let me hold on. Let me get a trailer. One sec.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah, it's like I saw the trailer for it. It looks like it's gonna be some kind of roguelite.
Yeah. That's
Very
gonna be
cutesy
cute.
trailer. Very cutesy, very violent.
This could be good. I mean, yeah, it's definitely violent, but
Just looking at the thumbnail, that's just Stoker there on the right.
Like the glam bat.
wow. Okay, it's a little dark. I'm interested. Okay, these the little furry adventurers are getting murdered. Here, hold on, I'll
By Motion Twin, who made Dead Cells, and it's an isometric. I can't tell if it's a rhythm game or it's just the gameplay is to the music, just for the trailer.
Dead Cells meets Necrodancer.
Alright, well, I'm gonna put it on the list. Let's see what other good is. World Go, Arc Knights. Honkai Star Rail. Mainstream. Okay, that's it. All right, well, I got a couple of good ones for the list. Yeah, what I usually do is like check quarterly on the games that are like, coming next year or whatever, and then just see what's what. I have just resolved to like not expect Satisfactory 1 anytime soon, then maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I really want it because I really want to do like the proper definitive playthrough with everybody.
Yeah. I want to do it up in the that northeast desert.
Yeah. Oh God. I've started there a couple times. It's rough.
That's what makes it.
It's an interesting start, but it gives you so much space to make your bus.
It's true. That's true. Pretty much, what you do is I don't know if they're going to change this for the final version. Is you just go to like the marshy area, by the river, and just scrounge as much biofuel as you possibly humanly can, and then you just make like a beeline to the nearest coal. Like that's pretty much it. You get all the basics going, all the metals, and some concrete, and then just like top priority if that's finding a permanent power source. Or that's how I went with it anyway. But yeah, that'll happen sometime, someday.
Someday.
It'll be worth it. But yeah, we can, we'll do the bus, and GC can have his ammo depot, and I'll build the bestest power line grid ever with actual power poles. And Ray can do all the cooking.
Well, they do have the thing now with the awesome sync that you can. It has the separate tickets just for the animal parts.
Right? Yeah, you can make like nasty purple protein loaves or whatever.
Yeah, I'll probably be running around trying to unlock the whatever they were called, hard drives.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, every time I see or play a survival game now, I try to pay attention, and it's like has multiplayer as an option. I try to pay attention to if the cooking is interesting enough that Ray could take up a full-on role as the chef.
Wakey, wakey, motherfucker!
You'll be happy to know, Ray, Valheim definitely fills that.
Yeah, eventually it does.
Are we gonna do Valheim at some point?
Once you get to carrots and onions, which is only Black Forest and Swamp, so not too long.
Swamp.
Again, this is why
fun until the swamp comes around.
Yeah. This is why I have the thing where you can teleport any material through teleporters, because
it's not just the ore thing for teleporting. It's just swamps in general are just like a massive, not even difficulty step up, but just an annoyance step up.
Apparently,
Miyazaki would like to have a word with you. Every game needs to have a poison swamp.
It's not even the poisonous swamp. It's really just the fact that you're wet the entire time and there's no way to counter it. It feels less annoying than the mountain, the area that comes after it. Because there's like, oh, you just drank some, you can't get cold mead, and now you're just good forever.
How does that kill me? That's not even that long of a drop.
Yikes.
Oof.
Yes, Jonas, we will
Why is that
probably do
sick?
Valheim at some point.
Do what?
We'll probably
okay.
do Valheim at some point.
Yeah.
I have it, Miller has it, Rick has it, Frederick has it.
And apparently it has an easy mode now for little babies like me.
Yeah, you can adjust the world settings.
Like, I know that regular mode, I'm probably going to just die all over the place in that
You
game.
motherfucker.
Can I build a power grid in Valhalla? No.
Can you build like power grid?
Yeah,
No.
no, because that won't be invented for like 1,000 years.
Sometimes it feels like the game kind of wants that sort of thing. Like the devs wanted that with the whole can't teleport, or like they wanted you to build the infrastructure of, okay, you're going to build a mining camp outside of a swamp, and you're going to go back and forth, and you're going to have someone who's like transporting it to a dock, and
How
then you'll
does
have
that do
someone at the
50
dock
damage?
and have all this going on, and then it's like, wait, what about the people who are playing this entirely by themselves?
Yeah. I find it kind of annoying that it's like I turn the thing on that it's like, okay, I can now take any material through a teleporter, and how has that changed the game for me? It's just saved time. It has not made the game easier. It has not made the game harder. It has not made it cheap out on me able to like get to a place and set up a teleporter there. It just saves me time, and I'm like, oh, so this game just doesn't respect my time. It wants me to spend 10 hours on a thing that should take 1 hour.
I'm saying if it gave you the option to, like, I don't know, have the world generation be more like Terraria or Core Keeper or something like that, where it's more stratified, it wouldn't be such a big deal, even not being able to teleport. But just that.
But because the biomes are so small and interspersed and stuff, it's harder.
You can spend hours trying to find a swamp, and then it just doesn't have any crypts in it, and it's like, okay, I guess that isn't even anything, so I just gotta keep looking. It has such a good start. I really like the start of Valheim, but then you hit that wall of, now I need to go find iron, and everything just kind of falls apart a little bit.
Ain't nothing says stopping power like a portable cannon.
Which again might not be such a thing if you have people rushing out in all directions. Like scouting, 4 people scouting finds stuff a lot faster than 1.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that, but I feel like most people who play multiplayer, they wouldn't have each person using a different boat, right? Everyone would just get on the one boat.
I love this one.
Does Valheim have a maximum number of players? In a co-op?
I think it's a thing where it's a there's not a mechanical limit. It is simply the game will keep slowing down as you have more and more people join.
Right.
Yeah. I was on a server once that had like, I think 13 people at one time.
Nice.
It was fine. So.
But that might be a dedicated server, which is going to be more powerful than any person just running the game on their computer.
Yeah.
Are there
But we also don't need 13 people.
Are there like farmy tasks and like
Yes.
ranchy tasks and?
Yeah.
The most recent update completely redid the fishing, so now there is a fishing progression system.
Is there smithing? Like take metals, refine them, and make weapons and shit?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but it's not really much of a skill. Anyone can do it.
Oh, okay.
Ow.
The most I would say is that you need to tend to the actual, like, smelters and charcoal kilns, because they will slowly be turning wood into charcoal, or they'll be slowly turning ore into bars, and you need to be refilling those by hand one at a time.
Yeah, there's a maintenance to the game beyond just what you would expect from, say, growing food and then cooking it.
Yeah.
Wood is a very important resource.
Yeah.
Well, coal's a very important resource, and your most common way to get coal is by burning wood.
Right.
Or you could just burn the meat.
Or yeah, when you burn your meat, it turns into coal.
That's something I would do sometimes when I only have, if I only have enough Surtling cores for a single thing between a smelter and a
Nothing says
furnace. I'll
stopping
go with the
power like a
furnace and then
portable
just
cannon.
toss some meat on the fire before I go to sleep so that when I wake up it's charcoal.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess if that's your only option, you don't have a charcoal kiln. I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say like you're running out of wood, and I'm just like, oh, I always maintain a pretty good charcoal wood orchard near my base. Usually by just using the like fine wood trees, which are like spruce or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
the fine wood you get from those, you turn into ships, and then the regular wood you turn to charcoal.
Yeah, I end up with a lot of spare wood just from killing all the Grey Dwarfs.
The little plant elemental dudes.
Ooh la la, I
Part
love
plant,
this
part
one.
stone. I don't know if that's part of their body or just a backpack sort of thing they've got, but
No, I think it's supposed to be that they are literally like roots and rocks all entwined together and have come to life.
So magic's a thing in this game?
Oh yeah, you are in like the
Very-
Viking after death. You have died, and now this is your sort of purgatory,
Oh, okay.
where you're not really in Valhalla yet, and you're also not in Heil. You're kind of in a place where you still need to prove your worth, and so that's your whole journey in this game. Is you're trying to prove your worth, and if you do, then you might be able to get into Valhalla.
for a purgatory, it's pretty chill though.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay.
Like you're walking around the meadows with the beautiful sky and the serene music playing and maybe hunting deer or something, and it's like, this doesn't really feel like a quote purgatory, but okay.
It's not a Christian purgatory.
What's Christian purgatory even like? Like,
It's a completely gray, flat, featureless wasteland of a desert
so it's like
with
it's like,
a constantly stinging sand storm running
so it's Mojave.
that sounds like flies. Or there are flies around that are constantly bothering you.
Right.
Yeah, I
so
was gonna
it's-
go with Nebraska until he said desert.
No, I mean in Dante's Inferno or in Dante's stories, it describes purgatory. I mean, probably, I guess, in, what is it, Dante's Purgatorio, right? It's Inferno, Paradiso, Purgatorio.
Joke's on Dante. I only read the first book.
I mean, most people did.
Ray will be the man, wife, and the group. I picture myself more like the Meowscular chef, thank you.
If I can't be the infrastructure guy, then I'll probably be the crafts guy, like repairing swords and shit. And
I mean, it depends. What do you mean by infrastructure guy? You still need to, like, build castles, and that takes some work, because this
Yeah, man,
game
I'm
has
that
this game has a structural safety. What would you say? Structural score to it.
Yeah, so
Um,
when you're building a building, say you put down like just a 2-foot pole, just a horizontal 2-foot pole, and then on top of that you put, or a vertical one, and then on top of that you put a horizontal 2-foot pole.
right,
Well, that one on top is being supported by the bottom one.
right.
But if you put another pole attached to that horizontal one, you've got 2 sticking out, and that second one isn't as well supported because it's further connected from the ground.
Mhm.
And so as you build like that, eventually the stability will become so low that it'll just break. So you can't really build just anything you want. You have to like keep in mind how it's actually supporting itself.
And certain things will be more supporting than others. For example, you can build a huge pile of stones and build it really tall, and it'll get weaker and weaker as it goes up. And you can't really build stones out. You can basically only build them directly up. You can't have overhanging stones, or else they'll just fall apart. But
So
if you attach wood onto any part of that stone, no matter how high up it is, it'll be treated as though it's attached to the ground, because it'll be, that wood beam will be very well supported by the stone column it's attached to.
Oh, okay. So you need someone to do smart fortifications.
Yeah, you just need someone who can build a home, build a castle, build something
Oh, yeah.
where it functions, it works good, and it has all the space you will need for all your different crafting stations and stuff.
Yeah.
And
And
there's
for people to
also-
have beds and storage and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
to sleep, you actually need to have a certain level of comfort. And to do that, you need to stay... so at night you get cold, which is a semi-permanent status effect that makes it so you can't sleep, and also reduces your regeneration. And you can get rid of that by being around a campfire. But a campfire both takes wood and also will go out if it's uncovered in the rain.
Ah.
So you need to have cover for your campfire. But fires also make smoke. And if too much smoke builds up in one of your structures, you start to suffocate and take damage. So there's kind of this whole,
Yeah, you usually have to build a very interestingly shaped chimney so that rainwater can't get into the fire, but the smoke can get out. And then you have to build basically your entire house around that fire and chimney setup.
There's-
Got it.
some bit of realism to that.
Okay. Yeah, we should do that sometime.
And also, if you're building a base, which you, instead of just having everything being a couple houses out in the middle of a field, you'll want to do things like have walls put up, like giant wood pillar wall type
Right,
things,
right.
and also how enemy spawning works is there's the primary crafting bench, just called a workbench, and it has an area in it that allows you to build things within it. But also, that area is where enemies can't spawn. So if you want to make sure that your enclosed base can't have any enemies spawning inside it, you need to have enough workbenches situated throughout it to essentially overlap so that nothing...
But you can't build a wall unless it's within the range of a workbench. So usually if you can build a wall in a certain place, then you're good. So if you just
Usually.
surround your base in walls, you're probably good. But
Usually,
it might get a little funky if it's sticks out just barely beyond the edge of the workbench. Then there might be a small area where enemies can spawn,
or
if
if you
they're inside your walls.
remove workbenches or something. So
Yeah. But it's also just a very pretty game, despite it being similar to the Signalis thing, where it's low poly, low texture resolution. It has so many post-processing effects.
it is definitely a game where it's
Yeah,
not quite Minecraft in how dangerous nighttime is. It's more just annoying than anything, having the cold debuff on you. But
Gotcha.
you definitely feel the times of day. Like when it's morning, it feels like morning. When it's starting to get to be dusk, your vision is really impeded by how shadows and everything are cast.
Dark as shit at night.
What kind of light sources can you get besides, I guess, torches are red, huh?
Yeah, you can
literally
make
the only
torches.
one. Yeah, you can hold a torch. That's it. That's the only. Well, okay, there's like one other mobile light source. There's two. There's a mage light you can get from one of the shopkeepers. That's an equipment you wear that makes light, but it's very dim and it's very useless because the other equipments are almost mandatory. And another one of them is a light that you get to help dissipate fog for the last biome that the game currently has.
Yeah, and you need those light sources not just when you're doing stuff at night, but also when you're inside any cave or cavern or anything. It is like pitch black in there.
Are there like fixed plot points? Like,
No.
yeah.
No, you have to get to a biome and then beat its boss.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Gotcha.
The boss each have a spawning altar that there's one in the entire world for each boss. But they usually require some kind of resource in order to actually spawn the boss, and those
Right.
resources can be from multiple locations anywhere within that biome, anywhere across the planet.
Gotcha.
Technically speaking, there are ways to get around having to kill most of the bosses, but they're very shenaniganery.
Shenaniganery.
Yeah, you usually
Like,
have to
you
kill
can-
the boss because they'll give you a resource that allows you to then utilize the next biome stuff. It isn't like the biomes are actually cut off from you until you beat a boss.
Right.
Yeah. So you could just wander into a swamp relatively quickly from starting the game.
Good times.
Inadvisable.
And the only reason you can't go to a swamp right away is because the crypts where all the iron is are locked, and you get a key from the boss of the second biome. And the only reason you need to beat the first boss is because he gives you a piece of a pickaxe, so you can actually access metals so that you can get strong enough to actually fight the second boss. You could fight the second boss literally just with your starting gear, but it'd be pretty
Probably
bad.
wouldn't do too well. Yeah. And how food and stuff works in this game is that basically you don't have so much levels as far as like your attack and defense goes.
Yeah.
You sort of get stronger by progressing through the game by getting access to better food, because food gives you
Well, for your damage, it's by getting better weapons.
for
Getting-
damage it's better weapons. Armor is from getting better armor, but for your primary resources, your health and your stamina, which you use for everything, is by eating food, and it increases your max health and stamina by varying amounts given what type it is and how hard it is to get.
Right.
Ow.
Rick, what is? Oh, you're.
So
are
you
like-
have a maximum of 25 health and I think 30 stamina at the start of the game, and that amount never changes. Your character never increases their maximum health or maximum stamina. The only way you can make it bigger is by eating food. So each food will give you a certain amount of more hit points and more stamina points. And they also have a timer on them, say 25 minutes. So if you have a food that gives you 50 health, 50 stamina, they'll give you 50 maximum health, 50 maximum stamina for 25 minutes. But you won't have the full 50 for that 25 minutes. Basically, it will decay across those 25 minutes. It favors the front end of it, so like when you're at 20 minutes in, you still have 80% of those bonuses. And then across the last like 2 or 3 minutes is when you're at 50% mark.
The game will be like, you're starting to feel hungry again, and that's the point when you could start eating food again
Yeah.
to get it back up. Like the first thing you'll find
yeah.
is like raspberries or mushrooms that give you like 10 each of health and stamina. But then cooked boar meat would give you like 25 health and some odd amount of stamina.
Yeah, you can eat up to 3 things at once. You can't eat the same thing more than once. If you
Yeah,
try
you-
to eat something while you're full, it just won't let you. So the game has
You need a balanced
That-
diet.
Well, I was gonna say the game has these certain enemies that drop these things called buke parries.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, buke parries. Because of
okay.
course we're here for spoonerisms.
Go on.
They make you throw up your most recently eaten food, so you can then eat something else. I don't know why. It just does.
Sometimes you just need an medic. You know, for fun. Few parries. Alright, I set a little reminder for when Q2 starts to check on all these games, see what's going on. Valheim sounds fun to do for a summer game. Like, you know, when it's a little warmer.
Well, the other thing about it is I don't know if this applies to Miller too, but part of the reason it feels short to me is that I play it in gigantic bursts, and thinking about playing it in like the 2-hour sessions that we'd stream would stretch the game out a lot longer.
No armor.
Maybe.
There.
I don't think it would make it longer for us, Ray, if you're playing the game by yourself, and I usually play the game by myself.
Yeah.
I think it would still be a month or so.
How long to beat says 76 hours minimum, so yeah, it's about a month. I mean, easily a month.
Well, the thing
but that would
is,
be solo. I guess the question is when you have multiple people, like, yes, you have to get 4 or 5 times as many resources to get everyone kitted up. But does that necessarily take 4 or 5 times as long? I don't know. There might be an efficiency of scale here.
Yeah. Well, I think I've gotten to the plains a few times. But,
I've gotten to... In my most recent playthrough, I got to the mist biome. But I'm just not having a good time with it because, hey, guess what? This area is covered in mist. Who would have thought?
Hey!
But the problem is you'll get attacked by something that you can't really fight because you couldn't see it because it was in the mist, even though I have the thing that clears the mist. It only does it in like fucking 5 feet around you. So I will still run into fights that I can't then take on, and then I have to run away, and hey, guess what? This area is super craggy and like has gigantic mountains and pits, and so you'll get stuck in a place where you literally can't run out anywhere. Because again, I couldn't fucking see it because even with the mist clearing item, I can still only see 5 feet in front of me. And I'm just like, man, this fucking sucks. I literally can't do anything.
yeah, that might be better with a small crew of people so you can actually kill things.
Well, I'm just upset with that item. I feel like that item needs to be like quadrupled in how far it clears the mists. It's like, no, I did your thing. I now have the item to get to this biome. I should not still be having difficulty with the mists. That should be a foregone problem.
You know, you're describing this, and now I'm thinking about it in, like, I've not used it, but I'm imagining the chalice in Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
So your number process mist biome is just bad. Like, if I could see if the mist clearing item did what it was supposed to do, I feel like I'd have a much better time. If I could actually, like, not run into walls while I'm trying to run away from things.
Valheim is also better with mods, especially the one that lets you be yes, Kackelheim.
Becoming a
called
Yeen seems to be a pretty popular
that's the
mod in
name of the
games.
As it should be. Every
If
game
lethal
is
companies
better
they
when you're
can
just
go
a bunch
by.
of giggling hyenas.
Nope.
Geometry is stupid.
It is. I'm trying to think what animal would be like mythologically correct to become in Valheim.
I
It's
would
not
imagine just The wolf.
Wolves are metal.
Bears.
Bear.
Yeah,
that's
wolf
fair, yeah.
or bear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wolf, bear, raven,
Okay,
What's
you
the other
can't be a
one?
raven.
snow leopard.
Literally, the only NPC in the game that keeps talking to you is Hugin. And Munin also shows up later in the game.
Man, sometimes I really just want to smack Yugen.
Why was he?
This stupid, annoying bird. He's very Omochile sometimes.
He's your like tutorial guy, and he just kind of appears at times. He's like, "I'm here to tell you about this thing."
Oh,
Did you
it's
know
like-
that dying is bad?
does he have a bird voice? Like, does he say?
No, he just said there's no
It- it-
voices. He just makes a little bird squawking sound whenever you talk to him. Whenever you press the like E to talk button. Wolf, bear, raven, boar, horse, elk.
See,
I feel like bear would work because there's no bears in the game yet. So
I
Yeah.
was just listing off the different things Nords could be in Guild Wars 2, since they're very Viking-ish.
yeah,
This game could use bears. I would like bears in the Black Forest or something. Just
Yeah.
more density of enemies would be great.
I mean they already have bees and like hives and honey, so like why not have bears?
Why not? Indeed.
Seems like those go hand in hand in video games. I mean, literally, the bears in Breath of the Wild are called like honeyclaw bears.
Don't want to go out there until I'm ready.
That'd be funny. That you first see bears by having them attack your hives in like a raid type of thing.
I can see something.
Oh, but they
all the way up
specifically go
there.
for your hives. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you have too many beehives built in a small area, it like attracts a raid of bears.
Oh bother.
If you say Beowulf is Norse enough, then maybe dragons. No, you can't do dragons. You can't do boars. You can't do wolves because those are already in the game as enemies. You can't do raven because you already have the NPC who's a raven. I like bear because that's not in the game.
Wait, is Grendel supposed to be a dragon? Because Dragon mentioned Beowulf. I wasn't sure what Grendel was.
It's very ambiguous what Grendel is supposed to be.
Yeah, I remember it being kind of like he's just some sort of monster thing with a mom.
Mom is very proud.
Yeah. Well, she should be. Kakaheim lets you also be a zebra, lizards, dragons, and black jackal wolf things.
Oh right, there are wolf people. Right, I forgot.
Oh, nice.
Yes, there are both werewolves and there are wolf people,
There's
and those are not the same thing.
There's a
Right.
set that lets you kind of invoke that, but unfortunately, one of the pieces takes a freaking trophy off of an enemy that's incredibly rare that spawns in a rare cave that rarely spawns in a rare biome. I'm not upset.
Yeah. Okay, this game just doesn't have a good sense of like how much time is an appropriate amount of time to spend on things.
I like the notion of having fail safes in games like this. And this game doesn't at all.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about it needing a failsafe, but it's just like if the expectation was a little lower. Currently, the expectation is too much.
I know where I am supposed to go, but there's a secret that I want, and I do not know how to get it.
Secret.
Maybe I should look it up.
It's unfair how they make all of those walls look like they should be destructible.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes they are destructible.
The meanest thing to do would be like have a whole bunch of those along a wall, and then have like one section of wall that doesn't have that. just
Aw.
looks the least conspicuous, and that's the part you're supposed to blow up.
Through here.
Keckelheim lets you be a zebra, lizard dragons, and black jackal wolf things. Zebra's a weird one.
And then look at that up there. I'm pretty sure that's the sniper rifle.
Do you have a name for this level or something?
It's the power of the underworld.
Okay, it does look like you're supposed to find a secret key that lets you through that gate.
Okay, so from the door underneath the sniper
I'm
rifle.
watching this. Oh, I see. I knew I was supposed to climb up there.
We're all watching the same video.
Yep.
Well, it's because we all just Google the same thing and then click on the first result. Also, I've been sitting here trying to Google, like, what are the mythological bases for the Grey Dwarfs so I can actually understand what they are, if they are just roots and stones and stuff. The closest I can find was a 2-year-old Reddit post, and somebody says they're based on the Grindvjerg from the story Ronja Ræðardóttir.
That means someone's daughter.
That's right.
Yeah, so they're inspired by the Grandvarg, which translates to Great Dwarf, from the story Ronja the Robber's Daughter. But the image they show has them looking almost kind of like little owlings. But the name at least is similar, so...
See, I just figured they were the people who got dropped in there before you, who went like crazy or something. And their
The game
spirits
states
took
them
over.
to be dishonored and sinners of men, born from rot and wet.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Oh, Rick, we just hit
Right
midnight.
here.
Let all who read me beware of the grey dwarfs, the skulkers in darkness, the soulless ones. They are born from rotten rainfall. They spring like mushrooms from the smoking soil. There's nothing on their tongues or behind their eyes. Those who fear nothing should still fear them. When the soul of a murderer or a great sinner rots under the ground, it makes a hollow cyst which draws rock and wood and moss to it. It gathers up the peat into flesh, braids reeds into bone, and takes rags for skin. It should not walk, but when the night comes, it walks. Should you who read this see one with a sword to your hand, lance it and let it out, or put it to the torch, for it fears the flame. It fears the flame.
They're moist.
Moist and supple.
They are moist people who died because they were sinners. They were
Well, they
buried
probably-
in a shallow grave.
Yeah, they probably deserve it. How dare they be moist? Anyway, we are raiding
Moist.
Raccoon.
And tender.
Oh, juicy. All right.
There's our
well-
raid message chat. Give him the old Roo Croo raid and then give him a moist and tender.
Oh,
Great jewels should not be described as juicy.
Yeah. All right, folks. Have a moist, juicy evening. We'll see you later.
Have a good night.
Goodbye,
Night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night.